Stay tuned for a special holiday visit with the Rescuers Down Under right after these messages.
We now return to Mickey's Christmas Carol.
Look out, pink elephants on parade, here they come.
There's something magical about Walt Disney Animation, the way it transports moviegoers to just about anywhere in the imagination. Special places filled with unforgettable animal characters, everyone from Bambi to Thumper to Dumbo to Lady and the Tramp. All the inhabitants of the Jungle Book and many more, including the musical Oscar-winning deep-sea creatures in The Little Mermaid.
Now your ordinary fish is happy as off through the waves they roar.
Now, in 1990, there's a whole new movie full of unforgettable characters. The Rescuers Down Under, the adventures of two mice, Bernard and Bianca. Sent to Australia to save a kidnapped boy and his friend, a magnificent golden eagle, from the clutches of a greedy Australian trapper. It's a perilous mission, joined by Jake, an audacious Aussie kangaroo mouse, and by a low-flying albatross named Wilbur.
Throw another shrimp in a barbie, girls, because here I come!
Here we go again!
Behind each imaginary creature in the Rescuers Down Under, there was a real human being, a gifted animator who didn't just draw his or her part, but acted it out as well, no matter how funny it might have sometimes looked to visitors behind the scenes.
I have a tape of the voice of the actor, and I listened to it over and over again, and I actually kind of acted out in the mirror, you know, playing his voice or thinking about his voice, so I can get a feeling for how I'm going to put it on paper.
The name of the game is entertainment. You know, like you're given the material and you're given the concept, and then you have to make it personal.
There's nothing new about animators putting a piece of their own personality into their work. The ability to act out emotions and moves is just as important as the ability to draw them. It's a basic. For the Rescuers Down Under, animators discovered one of their biggest challenges was making mice act like people.
Mice don't really get up on their hind feet and walk around, you know, so how do you make it still look like a mouse and yet be a character, you know? It's really difficult. You're walking a fine line between the two worlds, you know. You want to make him believable, but you also want to make him believable as a character with a personality, you know, with facial expressions and gestures in the hands.
Which way are you taking? Suicide Trail through Nightmare Canyon or the shortcut at Satan's Ridge?
Suicide Trail?
Good choice. More snakes, but less quicksand.
Inspiration for the animal characters in the Rescuers Down Under began here at the San Diego Zoo, where Disney animators got up close and very personal with all kinds of Australian wildlife. Real kangaroos, of course, and cuddly koalas, elegant emus, fancy painted snakes, and laughing kookaburra birds.
It's a necessity to look at real life because that's where we draw our creativity from. It's very difficult to make something out of nothing. So anything that helps to inspire the artist to take it a little step beyond reality is what we look at.
Back at Disney Studios, far from the zoo, animators drew inspiration from some other real-life animals, like this lizard that lived on a diet of live crickets and who loved to go on walks around the office. A less demanding model was this stuffed bird, on loan from a museum. It helped supervising animator Glenn Keane design and draw Marahute, the eagle.
For this film, I've been cast as a huge eagle. I mean, I've been a little tiny mouse, I've been a dragon, and in this one I get to fly. One of the neat things I learned about eagles is that all animals, including birds, are basically the same anatomy as a man. If you can learn to draw a human, you can draw an eagle. So I start relating myself to the eagle, and the better I can do that, the more I can feel like it's me flying in the air. And once I can feel like it's me flying, and I'm not just doing a drawing, then it takes the animation that next level up, and people believe it because the artist believed it.
Walt Disney animators knew they had a big job on their hands, but they had no idea how big when they picked Australia as the spectacular setting for the Rescuers Down Under. It meant going halfway around the world to create an adventure that captures the awesome look, feel, and danger of the mysterious Australian outback.
When we were in Australia, I mean, we felt the size of an ant in this huge, huge world. So we tried to get that kind of feeling in animation where the characters are just lost sometimes in this vast environment. So we're trying to do that and give you a feeling of how big Australia really is, especially to a mouse.
Code red, attention all Rescue Aid Society delegates. All delegates, please report immediately to the main assembly hall. This is an emergency meeting.
The Rescuers Down Under combines imaginary characters with a super realistic setting, bringing everything to life on film. For the animators, it was more than just an artistic challenge. It was an emotional experience.
It gave me goosebumps trying to animate it. And it's going to do the same with the audience, I hope.
You're worried about your deadline, and you're worried about, will I do the character right? Will I do the actions correct? And then you're sitting in the back of a theater, and these things come on, and the audience starts laughing. And it's one of the greatest highs of all. It's so exciting.
Tie your kangaroos down, sports fans. Here we come! Yeah, let's go for it!
The Rescuers Down Under, a spectacular, fun-filled action adventure, adding new excitement to animation as a major movie-making art form.